Hey everybody, it's Brooke with the Buttered Home. Sorry, I'm trying to kind of lean in because I'm having to maneuver all this solo tonight. So we're actually going to start here and then move to the stove. So I had to position my cameras in a way that I kind of have to reach or lean over. Nonetheless, it's no problem because the food is what you want to see anyway. So tonight I'm super excited. I've just been waiting for this moment for months. If you need a last minute side for Thanksgiving and you just can't come up, you want to have that something new, have that something really good that people are talking about through Christmas and into the new year, then we're going to show you what that is tonight. Now, one of the things in the South that we love to do with vegetables is fry them. We take an ordinary, healthy zucchini squash or regular yellow squash and we make it better by frying it. So I'm going to show you just the basics and the ins and outs of how to do that and how to make it so much more than just zucchini. Because you can actually take these beautifully deep fried medallions and kick them up with some really, really good flavor from some of our local friends here in the Montgomery area, Hardened Seasoning. And when we get done, I'll drop a link to their page so that if you wanted to try this fantastic seasoning, they have a couple of different flavors, but I love just their standard Hardens. And this is what we use whenever we fry vegetables. But we're going to take these fried vegetables and we're going to turn them into a beautiful hors d'oeuvre. And how we're going to do that is we are going to make bacon chutney. Let me say it again. One more time, just so you can be sure. Bacon chutney. All right. You're probably thinking, okay, what's the difference between chutney and jam? Well, chutney is not prepared with any kind of pectin other than the natural pectins in the sugars that come from the vegetables that we use. Pectin and not any sure gel. So it might not be as shelf stable, but it doesn't matter because it's bacon. Really, come on. It's not going to last past Thursday. So, and you can cook it up in less than 45 minutes on your stove, and I'm going to show you how to do that tonight. So we're going to take these beautiful fried zucchini that are already good right by themselves, and we're going to amp them up with this bacon chutney. And never fear, this recipe will drop earlier than normal this week, but just to be sure you get it in your inbox, when we get done, go to the top of the page on Facebook and hit the sign up button so that you can be one of the first on our email list to get this recipe and all of our recipes. On Instagram, go to the link in the bio and click on it and you'll see a sign up box. Trust me, you don't want to miss this because this bacon chutney will make you food famous. No lie, hands down. I think if Big D loved me before, I think his love for me is just like the Grinch. His heart grew however many times whenever I made this. So we're going to get started because we've got a two-step process tonight because we're making two things and we're going to do it in record time. So first of all, I'm going to talk to you about the fried zucchini. Fried zucchini is so good. A lot of people prepare it by cutting the zucchini in spears, and it's really good like that, but it takes a little bit longer of a cooking time. So carefully with a mandolin, using the guard, I'm going to stress that, I have sliced this zucchini into small, probably 1/8 of an inch little discs. See, let me get it where everybody can see it. I got it on 2 pages here. So this allows for more surface area to batter, more flavor to infuse the actual meat of the zucchini, and a quicker cook time. So you're going to have a two-step station where you have milk or buttermilk and eggs. And here I have flour, cornmeal, and I'm going to tell you everything. This wonderful hardened seasoning, salt, pepper, garlic powder, and just a little bit of smoked paprika just to give it that little something, you know, that nobody can quite put their finger on. So, like I said, this hardened seasoning is so good for many other things. We grill with it, we do all kind of things with it. So if you're looking for a great all-purpose seasoning, Hardens is it. And I'm gonna tell you at the end of the video how to get yours. So we prepare our flour and cornmeal mixture and all the spices in our dry bowl. And we have the egg and the buttermilk in this case, or you can use regular milk, in the wet bowl. And simply what you're going to do with a fork, because it's so much easier, is you're going to take the zucchini and you're going to dredge it in the dry first. And I'm only going to do a couple of these because I've already got some done. And then we're going to take that little powdered zucchini and we're going to dredge it through the wet mixture. We're having a dog fight in the living room. Did you all catch that? So now we're going to take the wet zucchini and dredge it again back in the dry mixture. And you notice I'm doing this with a fork and I'm not losing any batter. It actually picks up a good bit. And you have this big, heavy glop of zucchini. Now, once you get them all breaded, you're gonna set them to the side while you heat your oil to about 375 degrees. And I'm just gonna check mine really quick because I've had it going for a little while. And we're there, so I turn it down just a little bit. And I'm just gonna do a couple more of these just to show you how easy it is. And you mix all the good flavor into the dry portion of your batter. And there it is. We're just gonna set it to the side and let it sit. You wanna let them rest, you know, a good 5 or 10 minutes, and they're gonna look terrible, okay? Like I'll show you one after they sit for a little bit. They're a little wet looking, a little goopy looking. See if you can see that. Maybe I'm not too close. But they look just a little goopy, like they've been sitting too long, but they haven't, trust me. Just trust me, and this way you won't make a huge mess in your oil either and have a lot of crumbs in there. So we're gonna get those done. Really easy to do with a fork. And then we're gonna let those sit. And I did have a rag up here, but now I don't. So I'm gonna move you, so bear with me. And like I said, I'm flying solo tonight, so we're gonna have to get positioned where you can see really well. And make sure, if you have any problems or questions, ask them, and I promise I'll get to them at the end of the show. So what I have here is about a pound of bacon that I cooked all crispy. Well, I cut it up into small pieces and cooked it all crispy and yummy, drained it and set it aside. I drained all of the bacon fat out of my pan here except for about a tablespoon. And to this I'm going to add some chopped red bell pepper and like a medium to small onion. All right, and we're gonna let that kind of sweat for a little bit. And really, there's no need to add any salt or pepper as far as flavor-wise. If you wanted to add a little salt to actually help sweat out the onions, you could, but it's not necessary because this is going to actually simmer on the stove for 30 to 40 minutes. So all we want to do is just heat them up really well and get them just a little shiny and translucent. And if you'll notice, all those bacon bits on the bottom of the pan, are actually pulling up and are on the onion and pepper mixture, which is nice because all those little bits of flavor from the bacon are going to be infused into the peppers and onions. And the peppers and onions are equally as important in this chutney as the bacon. And the flavor profile, well, you'll see what I'm talking about when I get it all put together. It's just unbelievable. I mean, it's unreal how all of these flavors come together to make this beautiful, sweet, but sort of deep and a little spicy chutney that you can put on a doggone cracker and it'll be good. So we're starting to soften up here. You'll see all of my vegetables are getting kind of shiny and a little soft. They're starting to shrink a little bit, take up less room in the pan. So while it's not necessarily necessary to actually cook them all the way down, you can actually start adding all the good stuff now. Now, at this point, I'm going to increase my heat to about medium-low, and I'm going to add in a whole bunch of garlic. And we're going to let that cook for just a minute, stirring constantly because garlic will burn, and when the garlic burns, it is bitter. So we don't want to get to that point. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to put my head in the camera. It's so much easier when I have somebody here to help me. It takes 3 people on average to do Messy Kitchen Monday. Me to cook, Tanner to help with, Tanner or Reagan to help with the cameras and all the other stuff. And then Big D, he takes care of the dogs. Because otherwise they would be in here and the cameras would be doing this because they would be right up under my feet and bumping everything. All right, so that looks really good. So here is where the fun starts. All in the pool, we're gonna add some brown sugar. We're gonna add some cold leftover coffee, some apple cider vinegar, and some maple syrup. Fantastic. And we're just going to kind of mix that together and make sure that we scrape the bottom of the pan really well so that if there are any of those little bits of goodness of bacon, that we make sure we loosen those and that deglazes the pan. Because all that stuff in the bottom, y'all, it's fantastic and it's full of flavor. So we increase the heat on this and we bring it to a simmer or a boil, and you let it boil for just a few minutes, and then we're going to add back in our bacon. And when we add back in the bacon, then we lower the heat to a low simmer and we allow it to simmer, stirring it every 5 minutes or so until all that liquid cooks out and you're left with a really thick, syrupy chutney. And to that, I let it cool, and then we put it in a jar. And like I said, it's not shelf stable. We keep it in the fridge and then bring it out back to room temperature before we serve it. And then we top these little things I'm about to fry with it. And you can use it for so much more too. But as this starts to simmer, I'm gonna leave it alone. And I'm gonna move the camera again, so y'all bear with me. Maybe you can see. And don't pay attention to my oil because I've already been frying some of these and that's why it looks a little funny. But I'm gonna check my temperature and we are way hot. We are way hot, but we're gonna carefully put these guys in and they will literally cook up in a minute or two. It just doesn't take them long at all. And if you've never had fried squash or fried zucchini of any kind, I challenge you to try this because it is fantastic. Possibly the best way to eat fried vegetables. To eat vegetables is have them fried. So we're gonna let those cook a minute. And I'm gonna just stir my chutney. It's starting to steam real good, which means it'll be up to a boil in just a minute. And I'm gonna flip these guys over, if they'll cooperate. And the chutney can be done ahead of time before Thanksgiving. So, like, I can almost let you know that if you were on the email list, you'll get this late tonight. So you can go out and get this recipe, all the ingredients for this recipe, tomorrow. And you can make the chutney ahead of time tomorrow night and have it ready. And then if you're like me, you can have all of your other sides for Thanksgiving prepped, where all you have to do is pop them in the oven. And then that morning you can fry up the zucchini or the squash and serve that fresh with this bacon chutney on top. And y'all, people will be talking about you until 2020. So you can see we're starting to get a lot of steam going on in here. We should be up to a simmer here in just a minute. And I'm gonna flip these guys one more time. You just want them to turn just golden brown, because like I said, the zucchini is so thin, it does not take it long to cook. And when your batter is brown, then it's done. It's not gonna be gummy or anything. It's gonna be good and crispy. And there is no need to season the zucchini anymore. None whatsoever. The hardened seasoning is fantastic, coupled with just that little extra something with the smoked paprika in there and just a dab of salt, a dab of pepper, and it is just something that there are just no words for. You just have to trust me. It's plenty of flavor going on. It's fantastic. All right, so we're starting to boil over here. And while those finish cooking, I'm gonna let that boil just a little bit longer. I'm gonna turn my grease off because we are done. And I'm gonna pull these guys out and let them drain on a paper towel. And I mean, would you look at that? Look how beautiful that is. Perfect golden brown and crispy. Everything you want in a vegetable. Whoops, let me drop them. Everything you want in a vegetable. And if you need a way to get your kids to eat those vegetables, this may not be the healthiest way, but it's a good way to introduce them to the vegetables. All right, so we have boiled for a good little while here, just to get out that sugar melted. And I'm gonna turn this down and carefully add back in the bacon and stir it in. And what you want now is just to let this simmer. And I check mine about every 5 minutes and give it a good stir. And you'll know it's done because it'll reach a really thick, syrupy consistency, and it will be all one color. You might see some flecks of red in there, but it'll be the majority. It'll be a really good dark brown color. And I'm gonna move the camera and show you what it looks like because I have some made. So y'all just bear with me. Let me see if I can get it put back in the right place. All right. So here are the fried zucchini that I made earlier. good and cool so that when we eat them, we won't burn ourselves. And here is what's left of the bacon chutney that I made yesterday. And listen, now, it virtually has no color at all. It's dark brown, good and smoky. So it doesn't look like, if you're used to food being really bright green and have all these colors and stuff, this is not it. This is more about flavor. So what you can do is you can take this fried zucchini and make up these perfect little smoky hors d'oeuvres with this bacon chutney on top, and you will be food famous. You'll just have to trust me on that. It's so good. The flavors of the zucchini, that freshness doesn't go away whenever you deep fry it like this, and that smokiness of the bacon, the two together just become something glorious. So I just challenge you, Thanksgiving or any other day, if you just feel like it, to make this recipe. But I guarantee you, if you make it for Thanksgiving, people are going to be talking. They're going to be talking for a long time. So that is, and see, we did that. Wow, we did that in less than 25 minutes. Now, I already had the bacon done, and I already had all the vegetables prepped. So 25 minutes is probably not a good rule of thumb for getting this on the table, but you get the idea. You can have a really neat little vegetable hors d'oeuvre to kind of shake things up at Thanksgiving. And that's been our theme all month long, is to shake up Thanksgiving. And shake, I believe that we did. So I'm gonna watch my chutney for the next 30 minutes or so and add a little bit more to this jar so that we can have it for the Buttered Home Thanksgiving on Thursday. Y'all, do you realize that you are 1 month away from Christmas Day? Are you ready? I'm not. Let's hope somebody out there is, because I'm not. I've got a few things done, but not a lot. But nonetheless, next Monday night, we are going to kick off our Christmas series on nostalgic food. And we're going to kick it off in a big way with something that I'm going to actually serve on Thursday that I also serve at Christmas. And then we have some really classic recipes that me and my girls love, that we've done year after year after year. We're going to talk a lot about food gifting. We're going to talk a lot about making food memories with your family. So we hope that you will join us. We hope that on Facebook you'll share this video so that people can join us in December, so that we can all make food memories together. Because that is one of the things that we love to do here at the Buttered Home. Everything okay over there? Mm-hmm. Is we love to get you in the kitchen with the people that you love. Whether you're cooking together, eating together, turning off those devices so that you can look at each other in the eyes and talk and tell each other how your day's been or how your year's been. Reconnecting with your family by disconnecting from those devices. And I know that seems kind of contradictory because we are on your devices, but if we can get you in the kitchen with one another, then we have succeeded. So we hope you'll join us in December up until 2020, because we're going to have lots of great things. We have some huge announcements coming in 20, and we want you here with us to share with us. So for more great recipes like this, if you have not signed up yet, you can go to the top of the page on Facebook, and you can go to the link in bio on Instagram and sign up there. Or heck, just go look around at thebutteredhome.com, because we have some really great stuff there. If you're looking for more sides than just these for Thursday, you can find them at thebutteredhome.com. We love y'all. We hope that y'all have a beautifully blessed Thanksgiving. We hope that your family and your friends that you're surrounded by will also be with you next year. We hope that you will take a moment and be thankful for all that you have, for all the blessings in your life, and because we are thankful for you, because all of you are blessings in our life too here at the Buttered Home. This has been a fantastic year. If I had not had this, I would have made some really great friends. So I'm very thankful for all of you. So on Thanksgiving, I'll be thanking the good Lord above for all of you too. So from the buttered home to your home, we love y'all. Bye.